I have my sovereignty to say no and yes, and you have to accept that. You should train people also to learn to face certain facts. If you have no power to say no, your yes has no meaning. Our biggest trap is being right. How I see you when I am alone is not a truth. It is just image generated by my mind, but I do not see any difference between you and my thought about you. And mostly all relations are interactions not with each other, with your own thoughts about each other. And that's where the major conflict is. Energy in us wants to touch more realms, not keep repeating. Actually, there are many implications to boredom. That one boredom is you are going through the suffering of being you. You do not want to go through it. When you are bored, what is really happening? You can't handle yourself. Like Jack Nicholson says, you can't handle the truth. Why people like live musicians? Why people like artists? They vibrate life. You have to choose between 5 artist friends and 5 household friends. You will choose artist.
Yes, absolutely.
Because something interesting. You will pick up a guitar, start to sing. You say, Maza aa gaya.
Breaks the rhythm of the day and the flow.
And he will bitch about his wife.
Exactly.
If you do something good, I will say, that is beautiful, man. But mostly, we criticize people. I tell you a truth. You know, you did this is wrong. But what about when I do good? You don't spend that much energy in appreciating me. Right?
Yeah.
If people are hurt by your criticism, you have not earned the criticism. You earn the criticism by appreciating the person sincerely, giving it a time. You know, I love this how you did. I see in many people, but they don't do it, but you are doing this. And after that, when I will tell you that, you know, Karthik, this was not okay, I have earned it. You will listen to me because you know this guy observes me.
Yeah. You should take time out to appreciate your loved ones, wife, parents, father, mother.
Yes.
It's very, very important. So when you tell them a bad thing, they do listen to you.
You see, such a person, their yes and no, they both carry some care and energy. You know, in yes, you're showing the appreciation, and in no also, there is some appreciation for the other.
नमस्ते सत्या जी.
नमस्ते जी.
क्या हाल चाल?
बहुत बढ़िया.
कल हम एक बात कर रहे थे, मैं आपको बोल रहा था ना कि मेरी जो बिगेस्ट एवोल्यूशन हुई है पिछले कुछ सालों में, टू बी एबल टू से नो टू पीपल विद क्लैरिटी. आई हैव स्ट्रगल्ड विद दैट अ लॉट इन लाइफ, बीइंग एबल टू से अ क्लियर कट नो. So I've been thinking, is it a cultural thing? And like, if you are able to say no, cut to the core and say no to things, it just solves so many things.
Yes, it's kind of, we are actually trained to say yes, even when we want to say no. If you look at the child's education from very childhood, I mean, it's something very deep, because a child wants to do something, he has to learn to say no to that and do something which is parents or school is telling them. So there the first seeds are sown that how to deny yourself and accommodate outside. So this becomes, this is what we call the personality. Personality is which is fitting into a system. So that root cause has to be understood very clearly, that this is our whole training. Because in today's time, saying yes outside means saying no to yourself. That's we call so-called discipline. Discipline means you want to do something. Yes, it is understandable that sometimes it's a frivolous kind of things. You have to learn to say no to that also. We'll come to that later, because it's important to say yes and no to yourself as well. Because as of now, your yes is as good as no. I may say in a social circumstances, under pressure from the elder or the boss, yes. But after that, your whole relationship is of no, which is of an absence. You say, yes sir, I will do it. Or you say, parents, yes, I will do it. But your whole body, mind is in a state of no. So you will see people are there by saying yes, but they're absent. It's kind of very superficial thing that for the satisfaction of ego, you want to hear a yes. But on the deeper level, you are in a state of no. So this whole training, before we go out and try to make somebody or try to say to somebody no, one has to realize that saying no to somebody is in deeper way saying yes to yourself. And if that is clear, otherwise when people are saying no, they're apologetic, that I am open for changes. Because there is no basic root there, that essential center is lost where you When you say no, it's not about saying no. It's about I want to do something else. It's saying yes to that. So what happens with that is that when you mostly, I will say in Indian culture, West has a different disease of saying no very easily. In Indian culture, we are creating victims. Parents said, marry this one, you don't want to, but you have to say yes. Now, in that, you denied yourself. You said no to yourself. In that, now you are a state of a victimhood. Now, a new series of life will start where you will be complaining. And you will not even know that I said yes to something I wanted to say no. So you denied yourself, and your inside, your energy will take revenge. Not revenge. It's basically is not in tune. So basically in that you have lost your sense of destiny. Because our inner signal, like people ask that what is my path, what is my way in my life, how I will know, you ask the astrologer, you read the books and all that. But greatest indicator is your sense of yes and no about things. And that is snubbed first in childhood. Child doesn't want to do certain thing, you teach them, no, you have to do it. So he somehow, once we get the obedient child is somebody who has snubbed himself, now he becomes the puppet of your commands. And this is good boy. But if you see most of the people who progress in life, who are not good boys or good girls, they were naughty, they were rebellious. But to able to say yes, it has to have a value. In today's time, somebody say yes to me, I feel that it doesn't have any value because they do not have a power to say no also. If you have no power to say no, your yes has no meaning. And out of that comes inefficiencies also. You gave your, present call. Yes, sir, I am present. But are you really there, with your whole thing? So that's the one of the things to be understood, that where this arises from. And for example, from the angle of Tantra, whatever is happening outside first happens within you. So are you, now biggest question, are you able to say yes to yourself? Because out of that will come a very clear, non-aggressive no to other. Because you are being aggressing yourself, you will be aggressive to others in the no. Because you say, you may not have any reason, but you're saying no for the no's sake. Somehow some ego game is there. It is not based on a truth or how you're feeling or what you want to do. So saying yes and also learning to say no to yourself according to the right circumstances, right feeling. The mind wants to just sit around and scroll maybe. Ability to say no there and saying yes to something positive. You are developing a very healthy state of yin-yang, female-male opposite balances. Because the yes and no should be pro-life, not pro-hypocrisy. Because this is what we are doing with ourselves. When we are saying our mind wants to do certain frivolous things and we just are unable to say no. Why that is happening? Because we have lost somehow a touch with ourselves. We want a constant entertainment and engagement. But outside we have said yes. My point in that is that till I do not know my interiority, that what do I want in this situation?
So, that's what I was coming to. Ek to I want to say that yes, this is actually a stereotype. I remember hearing some bit from some comedian that he was in India once, and apparently whenever you ask for directions here, people will never say no, they don't know. They will give you some direction,
Yes.
So, and I have noticed working with people, especially in the much developed and affluent cultures, that they are very blunt. They will clearly say no. Sometimes that it can come across as rude.
Yes.
And also maybe we do say yes a lot of time because we don't want to hurt the other person or don't want to, but it snowballs into
Yes.
some domino kind of effect and you get stuck in that.
Yeah, you see, in this you have to say that actually, you see, compromise is not loyalty. This is what mostly people think. If I say yes, I am being loyal. But are you really? Because by saying yes, I am in a state of no, I'll be just pretending. That is most disloyal thing. That I want you full with me, not only your yes or no, So what was your question?
No, I was just commenting on it.
You're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, not hurting anyone, not coming across as rude.
Yeah, but in that you're hurting yourself. We never consider that if I say yes, I am hurting myself, my life and my plans. You go into a victim state. This is what leakage of energy is. I want to do something else, but I oblige to somebody by saying yes. Where that energy will go? it will be taken by that yes, that situation, and that your energy will not be available for you, because not wanting to hurt others is kind of like it's something very pseudo, because it is not balanced with the equal relationship that it also means saying to myself. So there should be a way to communicate that. I was telling you jokingly that sometimes you have to prepare the other
Yeah.
for no.
Yeah.
That can I think about it? So you have already prepared them. There is a no in the line,
So there was times when I was younger, in my 20s, someone will ask me for something. Now that time I don't have enough information, or maybe I'm just adventurous. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's just
Yes.
say yes for the sake of it. So for me to be able to say no and take that decision, there has to be some intelligence involved, which probably I don't have at that point. Now I'm at that age, I've matured, I can foresee the consequences of a yes and a no.
No.
So how does one, without much experience of life, at a younger age, be able to figure that out, that in what situation, because there is some intelligence working there.
Yes. You see, it's very, very, complex system of yes and no, because it's basically our whole social system is based on that, On social sense, psychological sense, you can say yes to somebody, but at the same time, you have damaged yourself and also the relation. Because sometimes when relationships break, like, after 2 years, then suddenly you say, now I tell you the truth, And for 2 years you've been lying with me, that you were compromising. So it will surface. Your no will surface. But no can be said in a healthy way also, Ki you are, because it's very important, we are human beings, are animals also. When you are saying a pseudo yes, I sense something is not okay.
So the thing is that this problem lies in professional settings as well, and in relationships as well.
Yes, definitely.
So, and I have seen in like around the people that I am around in Bombay, that a lot of people are stuck, like their energies are stuck in life, because they are not able to just say the simple truth with clarity. They said one lie, or they agreed to one thing, and then they are just sort of building a deck of cards on it, and that has sort of made their lives miserable.
Yes.
So how can a younger person without much experience of life learn and gauge when to say yes, when to say no?
So here you see our ego is on a mechanical mode. We don't even know that we just keep on saying yeses. It has become a habit. So in that, I think that point comes up, that are you truthful with yourself? For example, you feel that you should say yes, but you don't feel like. Now this is being truthful, First, that clarity have to be there, because people usually are living for the people outside. So they are adjusting and adjusting. So their yes and no's are kind of, hardly there are any no's, Sometimes, because there are many nuances about it. But essentially, that till you do not know within yourself that what to say yes to about yourself, what to say no to, and also an honesty that what do I want in this, Because I remember that before I could say yes very easily, but then when I grew up, then I realized that I would feel disturbed after saying a pseudo yes. I'll have to then go back and say, listen, I actually really don't feel like. One of the reasons, like one of the fears in that is, in no, you have a fear of losing the person, or losing the job, or losing the good numbers and all that. And your whole life is based on that. You don't have a self-refuge where you have worth of yourself. You honor yourself. And it's important you give. It's also being loyal to the other. I will give you only my best. In this moment, my yes is not my best. I need to first do my thing. So you see, self-worth is very important into that, because I have seen in my life when I said yeses and compromised and agreed with situation, I realized that I had undermined my story and I have put up somebody else's story. And that is a victim behavior. And other is that when somebody overestimates their story and undermine other story, that is narcissist behavior or the tyrant's behavior.
Correct.
I don't care about what your life is. What matters to me, I want this, you have to do this, you know. That is the kind of bad boss, you know. But in between somewhere is the answer that you are made of yes and no's.
It's a great point to have, because the entire, like the binary system on which the current technological revolution is happening, and you know, now it's AI, you know, it's all it's like yes or no, like the entire code, all the coders and all the IT people watching it will know what I'm saying. The entire code base on which the whole technology and the IT and AI is standing is yes or no.
Yes or
like
no.
That's how you code. If it's this, then yes. If it's this, then no. And on this, like the entire computer system is sort of, you know, has come up. So that's a great point, like when you said that life is about yes and no. But my question here was that, in a way, what you were just saying, that you have to be truthful to yourself. Are people truthful to themselves usually, and how difficult it is? It seems in the cities where we work, people are not. They have a lot of masks and a lot of covers.
Being truthful means very energetic thing, because truthful is not some social fact. It's an energetic feel, how you feel. Let me explain this, that what happens when you say yes. Your system opens up energetically. Now we're not talking psychologically, because people think saying yes just because if somebody is experienced in your yes, he will feel that you're not opening up. Your mind is just saying yes. So when you say no, something shuts down. But that shutting down also means that I am open to something else within me. That is also important to me. A healthy relation, a healthy work connection is where my yes and no are honored equally. You know, let's say my no is honored as well, because my reason is not to defy you, but to say yes to myself. And that has to be made clear. And for that, you have to be truthful with yourself. Means you have to be aware. I do not feel like. How many people say that? You know, people will find reasons. I cannot come because I have to do so and so. Very rarely somebody will say, because that will be trauma, social trauma, I don't feel like.
Yeah.
That is not considered at all any valid social reason to say no. But that is the real person who say, I do not feel like, man. I say, "Kya matlab? Tell me, you have to do, if you're free, you're doing it, just come." Because I am compromising my life, so I expect my friends also to compromise whenever I say. So expectations of yes is kind of, you know, a marriage deal. That when I say you have to, but when you say I do not feel like, even you feel guilty, then how I could say this?
Okay. So it is a valid reason. Like next time my friends ask me to come to Goa, I can say I don't want to come because I have nothing. I don't want to do nothing. That's a valid.
Yeah. Valid.
So guys, you can say no and say I don't want to do anything. You know.
I don't want to do that. I do not feel like.
Yeah.
I want to spend time with myself.
Yeah.
Like I was giving you an example that you can even lie a half lie and half truth also. Let's say you don't have to lie. You can say, I cannot come because I have a very important meeting. What is the important meeting? I want to spend time with myself, which can be the more important meeting than spending time with myself.
Yes, absolutely.
So our values have to be very clear. My value is that I need time for myself. Only then I can be a great friend. Only then I can be really efficient. So even if work-related thing, you can even communicate that, listen, if I don't spend time with myself for 2 hours, 3 hours, I cannot give you my best efficiency. You want my yes or you want my best efficiency. I love to work here, but I need time for myself. You see, communication is very important, because our yes is not communicative, our no is also not communicative. Communication is my saying no does not mean I don't care for you. Because I care for you, I do not want to give you my hypocritical self.
Okay.
So there is a real sincerity. When you come from that space, your no will be honored. When he says yes, there is nobody like him. But when he says no, it's no need to kind of poke him, because and it shouldn't be said in an apologetic way either. You know, is it okay if I don't come? No. You say no. You guys have fun, but I just need to spend time with myself, and that's it. Don't ever compromise, because otherwise you're telling your friend that when you say no, it is negotiable. So you have to be very clear and stand for that. Maybe you will lose some pseudo friends, but you will gain certain kind of integrity and power. You will start to trust and like yourself also, because most of the people do not love themselves. Women, men in relation, they did not say no when it was needed. So kind of damage which we are creating by saying pseudo yeses, not saying no's, if you weigh it against, then you will start to see it's better to say no. Because I meet so many people, their major misery is they cannot say no to their boyfriend, to their parents, to their boss, because they do not know the implication how to interact about your no's. So being truthful here means to yourself is that when I really feel that I don't want to do this, am I telling a lie and I am overlooking that and trying to say yes? So you have deceived yourself. And in that you have lost respect for yourself. Now you will offer that rotten piece of psychology to the other and you want them to appreciate. If your yes has no strong no behind, you will not be respected because you will be too cheap and easily available. And in relations also, it's very good to have lots of no also. But when your yes is there, then you really be total. Then they really enjoy your company. Because I think yesterday we were talking about what was the point? That
no, like when someone says no, there is a lot of love behind it also.
Also, yes.
I don't want to give you a polluted yes. I'd rather be very honest with you and tell you that I don't like
it's my
this.
sincerity towards you, that I don't want, you are my friend, I don't want to offer you half of me. This is one of the major traumatic point in people's life, that their inability, they don't even know that there is no exist in them. They are at the mercy of others' commands. You know? Because to acknowledge, no, another thing very important, mostly people think if I say no, I am not being a good friend or loyal or the right worker, you know. Actually, opposite is the true.
Yes, I agree.
And you will see in the society most of the people who are disliked because they can say no very easily. And they don't fit with your systems. So you say, yaar, bada ajeeb hai. Because it's basically, you know, compliance to other people's egos, basically. That's what the social game is. But in that, your inner, so here, being truthful means, you see, no has a energy which is saying no. Yes is welcome, I'm willing to do it. But your system should feel that, your energy should feel that. For that, here comes the point that how you can develop that is that you have to be truthful, means aware of your feelings inside.
मेरे को इस पे थोड़ी आपसे बात करनी है एक्चुअली ट्रूथफुलनेस पे, जो मैं पिछली बार टच भी किया कि जो मैंने आपसे पूछा था कि people I think are not, like majority of people, it will be great if people are not, but lot of people are not truthful to themselves.
Yes.
Like people who smoke a lot, they will obviously in the social setting they say यार मैं इतना नहीं smoke करता, मैं दिन में एक पी लेता हूँ डिनर के बाद, या people who drink a lot, ठीक है, to people they can say that इतना नहीं पीता मैं, एक पैग लगा लेता हूँ कभी कभी. But I have seen people are also lying to themselves. They are convinced that they don't indulge in that habit so much. And how can someone actually find a solution to that, to be completely truthful about themselves first? Because I think that's the first step, right?
You see, that's the first step and that is the toughest. There are techniques in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra that be truthful. Say things only which you really know. If you have read it in Google and you're telling it, it's not a truth. It's information exchange. You see, first lie on the ego level is you think I am a good person, I care for others. But if you're really truthful, you really look, you don't really give a, you know, you're kind of more that what I will get out of this relation. Usme se you say, I care about you. Because as long as you're pleasing me, I care about you, you know. So truthfulness is like, there's a first practice in Yoga Sutra is Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means self-study. For that, I tell people to write diaries in the morning. You should develop a habit of make yourself naked while you are writing about yourself. Because over there also people start to lie. I am such a nice person, I do not know why they do this to me. You question that, am I really a nice person? Because people carry many lies about themselves, you know. I am a spiritual person. What does it mean? Because I have read some books. So I can talk spiritual, hence I'm a spiritual person. Then you look, really are you a spiritual person? So we develop this kind of a pseudo thought system which we identify with, you know, because anyway we are going through a lack of energy, lack of inspiration as an inferiority. For that you have to create a pseudo kind of character which is spiritual and good and full of information, but it's essentially a lie. Because you never referred to what do I feel like doing, you know. And there starts the real spiritual journey, because spiritual journey is, or even social journey, or even material success journey are done by people who are authentic with their energy. Because only thing which creates wealth and good relation is your electric current flowing towards the other. But when you say no, when you say yes, but your electric current is not flowing, nothing will prosper there. You will be leaking, you will be draining energy. You see, for example, if I say somebody yes to somebody but want to say no, my presence there will drain the energy. I have, in my personal surroundings also, people would agree to work with me, but their presence was draining me. Why? Because they didn't want to be there, but they couldn't say no. So you see, and same is within is also true. You do not want to, you somewhere know that I don't want to do this, but you are somehow compromising your energy. Inside you are in a chaos. That's where the cancer begins within you. You're forcing your energy according to your ego psychological game to divert there. But an authentic person, a creative person, a really versatile person is under the command of his intelligence, which is energy. That how do I feel about this? And most of the scientists and artists and great people came through decisions not from deduction only. They also had a energy feeling about it. Energy feeling is your electric circuit connection with the cosmos. You know.
So what we were discussing, that like even the basic principles of science, we've all read it in the class. Like it all starts with a hypothesis. Then you experiment and then you deduce your hypothesis whether it was correct and no. The hypothesis is technically philosophy. Like it's your thought. So as we were discussing last night, if you remember that there was a time which was very, very recently where people used to make fun of people who study philosophy formally, you know. Those are the guys who can't save a dying person. Those are the, so do they really have a role to play in the society? There's like a running joke on Twitter about people who do majors in philosophy. But now recently, because AI has become so evident in our lives and it is the next big thing and the current big thing, all the AI models, they have a behavior. All the big hyperscalers like OpenAI and Claude and Anthropic and Google, when they train their models, they need to be based on some kind of a philosophy.
Wow.
There is something called ontology in AI.
Acha.
So that is like, okay, how do we, like, what is the core philosophy of this AI? Because it could be destructive as well.
Yes.
Whether it will say, what kind of ethics it will have. Whether it will say no to, if somebody asks about controversial topics to the AI, when somebody, it is being a huge red flag when people are struggling with themselves and they want to commit suicide and they have been asking ChatGPT, how should it answer? Now it's a very complex question to answer. So now people have realized the importance of the people who are doing MPhils and doctorate in philosophy.
They can put in the right attitudes.
Yes, those are the guys who have the answers for this. So as we was, and again, as I said, basic science is based on a hypothesis, which is a philosophy, which is a thought. So thinking in itself is such an important.
But here one point I would like to say, that even thinking in India, which is called darshan, is based on how life behaves. What are the laws of life? Because our good and bad means nothing to life, you know. Anything which supports life and expands life, that is what the life's movement is. What does that mean, expanding? Means not all good. It will destroy what is not functioning rightly. But we are saying, no, we cannot say no. Let me join it there. You see, you're supporting your life and, let's say, life of an institution. In that, here it becomes important, I am able to say no as well for the sake of my growth and company's growth. You see, same is with the relation. So you are able to tell your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend that no, I do not feel like. It doesn't mean I don't love you. I love myself also. If I love myself, only then I can love you. So all thought which is purely created in the books on, let's say, pseudo-moral ethics, they will not be helpful in the AI. Because whole Indian darshan was, they saw how nature behaves. And on the basis of that, all the street wisdoms, village wisdoms are based, how these villagers learn about life. They observe what is happening around. Those wisdoms are needed, not, I think, university level of philosophers. They are confused a lot. Because Jean-Paul Sartre is saying one thing, Tchaikovsky, what was his name, Karamazov brothers writer, anyway, Dostoevsky, he sings one kind of point of view. All these points of views are, let's say, are more of a subjective art. In thinking, it could be, it's your subjective view of life. But in real darshan, it is what is the objective view of life, like sacred geometry. That it has certain proportions. Similarly, our thinking has to be based on life. That after certain length of time of working, my efficiency goes down. It is not something wrong with me. It is the rhythm of life. After I breathe out, I need to breathe in. So on basis of this, even relations, ethics can be, when I don't feel like saying yes, it's time to breathe in. You understand?
Yeah.
So this way you are following the rhythms of life. And out of that, so it's just not a simple rhythm of breath. And it is kind of a seed on which whole thinking system is based. Whole functional system of societies and cultures is based. Any culture, any society, any family, any couple breaks that rhythm, a disaster happens. Where your greed becomes more important or your will becomes more important without understanding the rhythm of the other person. So that understanding the rhythm is what essentially we can call ethics.
Okay.
Not that what some guru said.
Okay.
It has to be those rhythms. And those rhythms are pro-life. Because life destroys only to create. But human destroy only to rule. Not to create.
So it's very interesting that you bring this up, that understanding the rhythm of yourself.
Yes.
Again, there at work, especially at workplaces, there are times when you are tired, you are broken, you can't come to the office today, you are done, like today I want to take a break. So it's okay to accept it and being truthful to yourself and saying, yes, this is the time I should stop working, this is the time I need a break. That I think will help create that rhythm that you're talking about. So you're fresh the next day and you are ready to work. Okay.
Or you're able to give some extra hour also for the 1 day's rest, This could also be possible.
आपने मेरे को कल एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात बताई थी ताओइज्म के बारे में. We were discussing Taoism. You had said Taoism says have no opinions.
Yes.
So I wanted to bring that point to you that I recently traveled to Taiwan and I was blown away by the culture and the precision of things, the way it's done, because it's very different than how we do things. And even you walk in a garden and the way the grass is cut, like each spike, each strand is like measured, and the entire city is planned like that. And so I was doing this search because I'm very interested whenever I travel in the culture and how people think and behave in a certain way. Now I live in South Bombay. There is a cliche in South Bombay that South Bombay people are elitist. Same with South Delhi. People from Delhi and Bombay will know. They look down upon people who lives in suburbs, like townies as we call them in Bombay. They will say suburban, from Andheri. So they look down, okay, it might be joyful. There might be lightness in it, but it's still there. And there are people who genuinely believe it, and it can manifest in a lot of negative waves as well. So I was just curious because I was passing in a taxi in a very affluent neighborhood in Taipei, which is the capital of Taiwan. And I was just chatting on with chatbot with ChatGPT, and I was curious to know that whether this thing exists here. Like, is there an area in Taipei where the people make fun of people from another area, or they think that? And it clearly is, and I gave it that reference of South Bombay and South Delhi, like how people, and it's like, no, like in Taiwan, this thing does not exist. There is no neighborhood in Taipei which will look down upon another. So I felt when you told me about Taoism that have no opinion, maybe like that is something, because Taoism has a lot of influence in those cultures. There, maybe that has something to do with how a Japanese culture or a Taiwan culture works, that they don't have strong opinions.
I personally find Chinese, Japanese, all the short-legged people, they are very practical, Shakti-oriented. They are more functional. Look, all the labor industry is overtaken by Chinese. I think the point which Taoism says is that most of our suffering in life is about having opinions. It comes same with the yes and no also. It's not based into a truth. Like one of the things which they say that when you have no opinions, you're able to see situation as it is. You see, that person is a thief, you don't say that he's bad. Right now he's stealing. You don't go further with that, but you just stays with the fact. And similarly, when I am feeling some kind of, let's say, no within me, I feel I am bad. You're not just seeing the fact, truth. I do not feel like. That's it. Stop there. Don't have opinion. Because if you have an opinion, you will transmit to the other also. Then they will jump into it and start to persuade you to say yes or something. So having no opinions is one of the deepest practice, It's not easily attained because you're constantly having opinions about everything. For example, I was telling you an example that how I see you when I'm alone is not a truth. It is just image generated by my mind. But I do not see any difference between you and my thought about you. And mostly all relations are interactions, not with each other, with your own thoughts about each other. And that's where the major conflict is. But as we say that have no opinions, this leads to the same point where I said that be truthful to yourself. Opinion means having too many yes and no, negative, positive thoughts about something. Like you will see there is a habit, a social pastime in India, it's too sunny today. Or say, it's too cloudy today. It's raining too much. I mean, God can do anything, you are not pleased. It's too much. Some they say, how are you doing? Not bad. And worse is that, could be worse. That is a little bit positive. Could be worse. That is positive. So point is that in that our biggest trap, for example, last night this point also came up that this is the most powerful point in today's time. We need to understand that. One of the major, the biggest wound or let's say biggest knot in the ego is being right. When we have opinion about somebody or even ourselves, people never doubt if I am suffering from certain mental mindfuck, we never question that I am wrong, maybe. We just say it with such conviction. I feel life is like this, I do not know. We never question that maybe I am not right into this, Being right is what everybody is fighting about. I follow so and so religion, hence we are right, you are wrong. And how I know that I am right? By proving you wrong. Otherwise, what is right, I have no idea. Because I believe. So being right is part of the disease of having opinions. We have opinions for the sake of ego.
Is it possible?
In which I feel better.
Is it possible to have no opinion for a human? Like I wonder how that...
It is possible only when you understand the difference between psychological mind and a functional mind.
Okay.
All the geniuses, all the efficient people live by functional mind. They don't waste their time into psychological mind. Here when I say have no opinions, that is to do with the psychological mind. Psychological mind which is living into inferiority by judging other, feel better by judging other. People say, I do not understand why people do this. You know what I think when they say that? They're basically talking about themselves, but they're projecting it on people. They have seen that within themselves and they're projecting it on people. Why people don't live in harmony in relations? I don't understand. No, you don't do that. Functional mind only functions with what is needed and it does things. And that's what an artist does, that's what a scientist does. He has no time to sit and gossip. He has formulas and how to apply them and do something. Best way to get out of that having no opinion kind of psychological mind, which creates all kind of prejudices and creates, blocks your energy, blocks others' energies, become more of a functional mind. What is Hanuman means? Which is being in the present. Means present demands your functioning. It doesn't ask your opinions, A truck is coming, you don't have, I think it's wrong, truck is coming. You have to move, So that's what living with the functional mind, whole training of spirituality, martial arts, art, the more you're present into a stroke, more efficient you are. You're thinking something, why that person... There was a story that Michelangelo was trying to get a smile on Jesus and it was not coming. So he realized that few weeks back he got angry at somebody. So he realized, then he went, apologized and came back, that smile came. See, here is his functional mind was trapped into the psychology and was not efficient enough. If people could start to train their functional mind and here saying no to the psychological mind, and then your functional mind can say yes and no with full power, without aggression. That yes, I have to do this, hence I cannot. And there will be power and energy behind it because you are a moving, functioning energy. You are not a psychology looking for validations by saying yeses or looking for superiority by saying no. And in that, another thing comes up that functional mind, if you do something good, I will say, that is beautiful, man. I really like it. But mostly, we criticize people. I tell you a truth, you did this is wrong. But what about when I do good? You don't spend that much energy in appreciating me, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is a fact that people, when, like, even on Google reviews and any kind of reviews on any app, people are more prone to write negative reviews. When something bad happens, they will...
I am being truthful.
Yeah, and they will make sure they go and write and complain about it. But if they have a great experience, they might not necessarily...
Yeah, it was great. One thumbs up or few burning hearts, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Spend time there. Because I was telling somebody that if people are hurt by your criticism, you have not earned the criticism. You earn the criticism by appreciating the person sincerely, giving it a time. I loved this how you did. I see in many people, but they don't do it, but you are doing this. And after that, when I will tell you that, Karthik, this was not okay, I have earned it. You will listen to me because this guy observes me. So you can trust me. But most of the criticisms comes out of my dominance. I try to dominate the other.
So we should appreciate each other more. We should appreciate loved ones more.
That is saying yes, actually.
Yeah. We should take time out to appreciate your loved ones, wife, parents, father, mother.
Yes.
It's very, very important. So when you tell them a bad thing, they do listen to you.
There your ego comes up, like you don't want to feel vulnerable. You see, such a person, their yes and no, they both carry some care and energy, In yes, you're showing the appreciation, and in no also, there is some appreciation for the other. But our yes and no's have no appreciation. It is just saying yes for the sake of being in good numbers. And you hate the person for that.
That also develops a psychophancy culture, and we have this culture of yes man, and all the politicians are always surrounded by people who would always agree to you. In fact, at a workplace, how somebody performs, there is a thing called a feeling called agreeableness, and it's usually said that if people who are more agreeable tend to perform lesser and tend to grow, not grow in workplace if they are more agreeable. People who are not agreeable are more susceptible to becoming very successful in life.
It proves my point.
Yes.
Because they are living more into the psychological world of being agreeable.
Yes.
But people who are not agreeable, they are more into their functional mind.
Yeah.
I need to do this, I don't need this party.
Yeah.
You please go. Because I love to do my thing.
Yeah. And there is a temporary comfort in that. Okay, I'll just say yes, and things like you're just brushing it under the carpet.
Yes.
It's uncomfortable to be disagreeable. You have to argue, you have to fight, you have to debate. So it takes up energy, and so that's interesting, and I'd love to have no opinions. And today we are in a world where everyone has opinions and an ability to express it, and it's creating a lot of problems.
So here I think, as I told you last night, that this practice which I am propagating a lot, one is to write about yourself 3-4 pages every day. By the end of the day also you can write. So you know what is your story, and be honest. What you really felt, you said yes and no and all that. You need to write that, because more you are seeing yourself, truth starts to work within you. You see, if you see there is a ditch, you will not step into it. You will not ask that how not to walk into it. You see, that is one thing. Because most of the people don't even know when they're saying yes that they don't want to say yes. It is just a habit. So that is one thing. Other is when you said that I would like to have no opinions. Opinions is that when yourself, your sense of I starts to live into opinions as your identity. That's why Krishnamurti said very beautiful meditation that observe in a garden everything in detail. Then close your eyes after 15 minutes, after watching every detail, close your eyes and look at your thoughts as a garden. Various thoughts are there. You see, Krishnamurti said very beautiful thing that seeing thought as a thought is freedom. If I am thinking about somebody of my enemy, I am seeing as if I am talking to my enemy. But the point is, it's just my thought. I am fighting with my own thought. So once you start to see thought as a thought, and you start to say, this is just an idea I have, that's all. You don't give it more importance. That is a state having no opinions. It's not that you will have opinions, you will understand, okay, I know about this, somebody said this person is bad, this is good, but you don't identify with any format of thought. Functional mind just then starts to see the truth of it. And it functions by the response to a situation. Like Sadhguru was saying that when I meet people, afterwards I don't think about them. That is what the point of being a meditator is. And usually we think, if I am not thinking about my girlfriend, I am not loyal. Actually, you are more loyal because you're not forming a mental image and relating with that. You forget about it. When you meet directly. That is being loyal. You know. So otherwise, people live 80% of their relational energy in psychology with each other. You understand?
Yeah.
When they're with each other, they are on the smartphones. When being with, that's another yes. That I am here with you and I am looking at the smartphone, I am saying no to you.
सर ये थोड़ा सॉल्व करो प्रॉब्लम ये फोन एडिक्शन का मतलब ये क्या कैसे करना है ये तो मतलब इट्स टू टेकिंग टू मच टाइम दैट एल्गोरिथम इज जस्ट टू शार्प एंड टू इंटेलिजेंट एंड इट्स attacking your mind in such a way that
Here you have to learn to be, what do you say, this is where the hard work is. You have to train yourself. One very beautiful method Osho once said, and I will dare anybody to try it. Pick one of the recent top thriller whole world is talking about, watch halfway and shut down the TV.
okay
Because you are training your mind that I am the commander, not your obsession with a movie. You understand? I said a very similar example that people say that how to withdraw from suffering. Till you do not know how to withdraw from happiness, you cannot withdraw from suffering. For example, in a relationship, everything is going good. You are having a very beautiful romantic time. That is the time you say, I need to go away and take a break. Now, who will do that? People usually take breaks when things are not going good, right? And that is a wrong time to take a break.
okay
See?
yeah
Because here you are learning to say no and saying yes, because you're understanding the rhythm. You see, if I know how to withdraw from happiness, when suffering comes of separation, I am able to withdraw because I have trained my system. Here you got all sticky in happiness. When suffering came, you now want to disconnect. It won't be happening because it's your karma. You created a home there. It will take some time for you to get out. So being what's the middle path or being really Krishna's way, enjoy everything but don't get attached.
okay so taking a break when you are not done with it, that's what, because
That is tapasya. It's okay to leave a woman and become brahmachari. That's easy. You can fantasize. But when everything, you are with a woman, but you have a rhythm, okay, I have to go away. Why? Because I need time for myself. This way, you are forming a sovereignty within yourself, as well as you are learning how to say no to your obsessive mind. What is scrolling is, now the deeper reason behind scrolling is, energy demands engagement, but in usual life we're not getting any engagement. We have to edit ourselves, we have to adjust to others. But with scroll, it's your world.
and it's designed in such a way that it keeps giving you that cheap
More
dopamine
and more
hits.
thrills.
And so if you are trained to take a break when you are in a dopamine high, that is where the
So that's the point
lies.
here, that we think because of that image I am getting the juice. But point here to understand is that that juice is your energy flowing, not because of that what is appearing on the screen. So that's what spirituality or creativity, because I have seen that mostly people who are into creative ventures, they don't spend much time in scrolling because they really are enjoying what they're doing. You're seeking enjoyment, which means creative flow of energy. So what is happening when you're looking? Energy's intrinsic nature is to expand. I cannot expand socially, I cannot expand in my relation, so I will go to the Instagram, and with various people's different acts, you are pseudo expanding. You are betraying your body, you are not having an actual experience, you are having a psychological experience, and body is releasing.
So it's a, like we discussed, it's a cheap dopamine. Like you need dopamine, you get it for very cheap without doing anything.
Yes.
That is not good. You also get dopamine by actions, by creating.
Exactly.
You should rather get
Now-
your dopamine from creating than consuming.
Yes, and here the important point comes, why people are anxious. Anxiety is you sent a signal to the mind, you saw something, I also want to do that. Body got ready, but you went to the next video and saw there somebody romancing with a beautiful, I will also do that. You're preparing your body psychologically, but you're not doing any action. So this incomplete desires and action makes you anxious. You feel, yes, something I am not doing, I don't know what it is. It is what you have recorded. That's why people say multiple ideas. I will do this, I will do this. You're damaging yourself. Instead of having 100 good ideas, have 2 ideas and try them. That is much more healthy and will be more productive. Because I have spent that time. I have a diary full of ideas, but I did not make a single painting out of them.
So taking action is absolutely important.
That's, yes. So once you get to feel the total body-mind engagement, why people like sex? Your total body-mind energy engagement, just for a few seconds, that's why you're crazy about it. And people who say so-called brahmacharis, the true brahmacharis are, they have found this engagement with life like that. They're always feeling great because now they don't live in duality that I need other to fulfill me. So what is happening on the scrolling? You need some other drama to fulfill you, to fulfill that empty gap. Then comes the point which we were discussing is boredom.
Yes.
Boredom is kind of,
It's a lost art. Boredom is gone from lives.
Yeah.
Those moments, like I'll give you an example of Christopher Nolan, who's a great filmmaker. He does not have a smartphone, and precisely the reason he gives is the silent moments in life, you know, when you're waiting at the restaurant for the food to come, when you're talking and you're taking a break. Those are the moments when you get the best of ideas, and those moments from our lives are erased, because as soon as you are in that moment, you start your phone. And boredom has an evolutionary purpose, as we were discussing.
yeah.
Unless you get bored, you don't think of creating anything to. And boredom is kind of negative, like I'm getting bored, it's so boring. But because it gets negative, you tend to take some action to come out of that feeling.
Actually, there are many implications to boredom. That one boredom is you are going through the suffering of being you. You do not want to go through it. When you are bored, what is really happening? You can't handle yourself.
Yeah.
Like Jack Nicholson says,
Yeah.
you can't handle the
Yeah.
truth. You can't handle yourself. But another thing is, we think boredom is blank. The law of nature is, see, usually we live in a repetitive thoughts, there is no creativity into that. How Christopher Nolan said, once your mind is still, it has nothing to do, it's just idly there. You start to receive pranic energies of present cosmos, it fills you with new ideas, new inspirations. But what is happening with the breaking that boredom, we get into entertainment, we engage our energy into some repetitive entertainment. But when most of the great ideas happen to people, scientists and artists, when they're kind of quiet, relaxed, how far your mind will say, I'm bored. You say, no, I am going to sit with it. Then you start to, like, all my great ideas come only when I'm just relaxed and it just enters you. Because life is constantly, you see, the solar plexus is related with thinking. It's also related with food. It digests the new information, out of that it creates more actions, right? If my mind is constantly noisy, that means I am chewing the same old bubble gum. If you just be quiet, every sensory energy which is coming into you, it is not just sound, it's not just sense of touch, it's also triggering new prana. And it will use your old information and present it into new ideas. You can't have, because if you go to Google, find new ideas, they are not new. They're somebody else's you're repeating. But new ideas will be, you have all this information, now you sit down and let your mind digest. In boredom, your mind digests. It gets time to reorganize the whole system. That's why meditation is insisted upon. Once it is reorganized, out of the blue, and what is the criterion that say original thought, it's exciting thought, your whole system goes through a rush. Dopamine one, only in your mind you feel, nice, But when actual thing happens, you feel, yes, I feel this is something, eureka, found it. This happens, but the price for that is, go through that quiet background, don't put on a joint, don't do anything. This is one of the deepest thing you can do. Every day, make it a point. For 15 minutes, nothing on, you just sit. After a few weeks, you will find that now your system knows he is available in those 15 minutes. All the things which you need to do, because mind needs to resolve things also. It's like digesting the food. We are otherwise vomiting on other people when we're gossiping. But when you eat healthy food and you give it time, we rest after food. Similarly, mind has to rest. And boredom also is time when you are shown your face to yourself. That how fucking boring you are with yourself, how you can be interesting to somebody else.
Correct.
People mostly going into relations to get out of boredom.
खुद ही इतना boring है तो
So
सामने वाला-
how you are going to be interesting? No, she left me. Why? I don't know what's wrong with her. Because you are fucking boring. Because a person who can sit with himself, he starts to radiate energy. That's interesting, not what I can talk about. If I have lived my boredom, I have lived my energy becomes stable, it starts to vibrate a frequency. And people come to you for that juice of frequency. You see, this is where people don't understand how relations work. If I am empty of energy, always needing my girlfriend, boyfriend to fill me up, that relation will not last. But if both are staying with themselves, giving them time, their energy starts to vibrate. Your sex, your touch, your foreplay, your every interaction will be full of vibration. We are seeking this vibration of life, man. Nobody is seeking enlightenment, money. You want to feel
alive,
vibrated with life. And that is possible only since we are on boredom, till you don't sit in boredom. And in that, your energy stops spending. We are constantly spending ourselves on various, let's say YouTube, on Instagram. Save, be there, and there you start to build a energy pillar. And that energy pillar is what we call rising up of the Kundalini energy. Otherwise, you are a hose leaking all the time down. It's not only about sex. Person who is really full of energy, sex won't make him depleted. See, usually we use sex also as a release of energy, as like getting rid of some energy. It is not celebration and articulation of energy. So when you learn to sit with yourself, your energy starts to get integrated. Because in Tai Chi, in yoga also, there are practices you stand for half an hour not doing anything. Physically, you become so powerful and potent because your system is standing still for half an hour, just holding. Your electric circuit starts to charge up your every cellular system. So on that level, boredom is a time where your brain is going to become intelligent and wise.
So in a way, like even because meditation also a lot of people fall out of it or not, because it does become boring. You're sitting and so in a way, is it like you're pushing yourself towards boredom? Like maybe because that's why people want to meditate, they want to learn, they want to just sit and do nothing, and as you said, the most powerful thing one can do is just sit idle. It's in a way you are sort of putting yourself into boredom because it's so important.
There is a positive aspect to boredom also.
Correct. So I want to make it clear that yes, there is a negative connotation in it. As I was saying, I'm bored and, but it's not a negative thing.
If you stop calling it boredom, you know what will happen? You will realize, what a peace. Because each thought is a noise. In boredom, your mind is not finding engagement, then it starts to kind of rest. In that restfulness, you first time feel yourself as energy and you suddenly feel, Shanti. See, other than India, nobody gave so much insistence on silence, silence of the mind. But when it comes to your psychological mind, it sees it as a boredom.
Or maybe it's because India, it's difficult to find silence. So we just, okay. Okay.
But boredom is one of the, what do you say, sadhana in a way. As I was telling you, in Zen monastery, they create boredom into you.
That's what I was asking, yeah.
Because that's where your mind will start to fall apart. Because your whole psychology is based on more and more entertainment. This is not good, I want more, I want more. And this is the reason of suffering. Moving from one relation to another, one scroll to another, it's same. You know, it's not any different that if you're scrolling around and moving from one woman or man to another, it's essentially it's the same, looking for the hope and the kick for something which has not happened yet. But when it is happening, you're not present. Hence, you are unable to enjoy even a good company. Because you're already saying, now what?
Ah, okay. What next?
But point of spirituality is there is only now. And that's what living means. And boredom is you're coming close to the door of Ram, of present. In that you will say, what is this then? When you start to feel, if stop thinking in boredom and start to feel, suddenly you become aware, body vibrating, sounds, wind touching. Then you're first time entering the zone of present. And that is where the whole creativity is, that's whole vibration of life is. But you have to go to the depth of your mind, psychological mind. I'm not saying your ego mind, social functional mind. You actually become more healthy. You will not need dependency on other, because you see, if I really enjoy my company, I will not be dependent on relations. Because I know I can go home and just sit and enjoy myself. And actually start to prefer that after a while.
So it's okay to be that weird loner who likes to be
actually, loners are very exciting people. When
I
you
agree.
interact with them, they vibrate energy.
I agree, yes.
And ask any, you know, household who has many companies, they are very boring people. You talk to them about poetry or some great idea, they say, you are nice. But you talk to a loner,
Yeah.
you say, wow, man, yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because a really creative mind doesn't want to repeat the gossips. It wants to invent new things. Like how we are doing. We're discussing a subject we don't need to. But this is like discovery into human psychology.
Yeah.
Because energy in us wants to touch more realms, not keep repeating. That's what imprisonment is really. People, when they talk about freedom and all, no, essentially psychologically, they are not able to break any barriers. So they think maybe having another girlfriend or going to Goa will give them a sense of freedom. No, psychologically you need to expand. That's why I keep telling that learn more arts. Make it a point every month. Learn something new.
Okay. No, there is a merit in it, because medically also they say, like, a lot of Alzheimer patients or early stage of Alzheimer's, people who are struggling with it, they are told to play some games or, you know, learn a new language, and because it builds certain kind of neurons, neural network that helps you with your brain function. So I agree with this, that you should learn.
And it is based on what we call fun is indulgence. But what Krishna's point of Leela is, this is what we're talking about. When you're learning new things, you start to enjoy the play of life. Your wisdom works. In indulgence, you don't need wisdom. But to learn something, you need wisdom. And our wisdom needs challenge. Okay, you know why people go through so many frictions and mishaps in society? Because your energy is looking for a challenge. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes everything is going good, you will pick up a fight. Because your system wants a challenge.
Yeah, we were discussing friction is like a life force.
Life force. It polishes you.
Yeah.
And if you have made your life comfortable, you will start to go through a deterioration within yourself.
Correct.
So it's good to create challenges in relation also. Take breaks, go away. See, if I have to learn a new chord, you know how much suffering system goes through to get it right? That discomfort is the journey. And boredom also gives you discomfort. Your system is now attuning to new reality. And it will invent something new. So if you intentionally start to learn new things, you will become a very interesting, functional mind to interact with. Because you have some juice flowing, some vibration giving out. Why people like live musicians? Why people like artists? They vibrate life. You have to choose between 5 artist friends and 5 household friends. You will choose artist.
Yes, absolutely.
Because something interesting. You pick up a guitar, start to sing. You say, Maza aa gaya.
Breaks the rhythm of the day and the flow.
And he will bitch about his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are right in front of us, you know. If you become an energy being, you will prosper in every level. But there is no training in today's time how to become an energy being. We are only psychologists trying to survive our psychology, essentially. But only way to survive is become an energy phenomenon. Engage more with body, learn new things, get into activities, do practices which kind of like Tai Chi and martial arts, which work with your energy. So you know that I have a psychology, but my main side is my energy being.
So active engagement.
Active engagement
active
with life.
dopamine rather than a passive dopamine. If you learn the importance of it, maybe slowly your phone addiction can sort of become better. It is an essential part, so we will always have it. But
you see, it's easy to get attached or drop.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to maintain a balance.
Because the algorithm is, as we were discussing, it's so smart. It has figured out the human mind and it has been instructed. The purpose of the algorithm is to keep you engaged. So it does anything and everything to make sure that it's smarter than your mind and it attacks your frontal, prefrontal cortex in such a way that you are engaged. So you have to actively work towards it because there is a beast which is working, you know, to make sure that you are on it.
Once something scared me, then I realized that fuck, this is not possible. I will put on a video on YouTube and start to make chai or something. It will stop and there is a message. Are you still watching?
Yeah.
This is like my girlfriend. Are you listening to me?
I'll tell you the algorithms right now on TikTok. You can search. They even detect with your finger movement. They can detect what emotion you are in.
Oh.
Whether you liked that video, whether you were angry at it, the way you swiped. So it knows a lot about you, you know, that you can't even imagine so deeply. That's what we were thinking, no, ki sometimes you get ads of things that you're thinking about. You didn't say that. You didn't like, okay, you search for something, you get relevant ads.
But they figured out.
Yeah, but then that still makes sense. Or you talk, like we can right now speak about going to some place and you will get like flight ads for flight tickets and all. That is also fine. Okay, maybe the phone is listening. But sometimes you have not mentioned that thing to anyone.
And it appears.
But still that appears. So what these guys say, like I heard Mark Zuckerberg, I think, saying somewhere that these algorithms are so good and they know you so well that you don't have to really say also. But because they understand some pattern of your behavior and your personality in such a way that they know what you're going to think about as well. Because they do predictive data analytics also based on your behavior. What will this person now do after this? So based on that, they can show you these ads and they spook you out really, you know. See, this is where it really Kali Yuga is, that they have entered our mind. And taking over the territory of our mind. That's why it's called Kali Yuga. Because before they were on the physical level of, you know, dominance and all that, or the land level dominance. But this is, they won't even allow you to think, you know, about certain things. And that's where it's important that we have to learn to say no to our mind. When it says, I want to order that pizza, you say no. Oh, yes.
And to punish it, you make brown rice and eat.
Yeah. So just saying no is very important.
You say, no, I am eating brown rice.
Yeah.
Then mind should know who is the boss. You know? Because mind, we have spoilt our mind that anything rises up. Let's have ice cream. No, I don't want to have ice cream. So this, like a very famous swordsman, Musashi or somebody, he used to train his mind. What he did was that after each practice, he would realize that he has this fantasy that he will have sake, that Japanese drink. Then he said, this is distraction. So he threw away all the bottles, all the crockery. So thought won't arise. Because even if he would like to have sake, he has to walk 10 kilometers to the village and talk to some idiots, get sake, come back, then drink it, then it's too much. So it's important to become your disciplinary teacher of your mind. Learn to say no to your mind. And see, let's see how far you go. Like I was telling you, small practice. Start to develop a dharana, a will. First on the physical level. Sit still for 5 minutes. I will not move. You're developing a muscle. You give a command, now you will not break it. Important is don't break it. So then if you're smoking, you say, for 2 hours I will not smoke. You're developing a muscle. Your system starts to trust you. When he says, I am not doing it, it will not do, he will not do it. So what happens? Then system also starts to cooperate. Your system needs a commander. Because it doesn't have a commander. Gurdjieff used to give an example that there is one house, it has 24 rooms, each room has a servant. They're all making a mess in the hall. But as soon as they see master is coming, everybody goes back to their room. Order comes by the presence. So being present and discriminating what I need as a functional mind, not what I need as a psychological mind. And you say, why do I need this ice cream? Why do I need to talk to a girlfriend? Just to spend time, or you have something constructive? So willing to say no to yourself also, and say yes to something important also. From there will arise your yes will be pro-life, your no will be pro-life. You know.
Saying no, absolutely important. Saying yes, absolutely important. We have to learn behind
Within ourselves
Within
first.
us, yes. Saying true to yourself, understanding who you are, wherever. Like I've even seen a lot of people, even like I have done this. I have thought, okay, journaling is a great, as you were saying, you should journal your day and all. Even like I started noticing, even while journaling, I am, not really expressing
Who you are.
So I mean, it's absolutely important to first admit it to yourself, and then probably
You see, it's painful because sometimes your intuition is saying about a relation, about a situation, that it's not working for me. You don't want to see the fact because you're too secure in that situation. So you naturally lie. You start to pretend. It's painful to write that I feel that maybe this situation is not good for me. There you are provoking your true self to come up. Because see, this is one of the very important part, because people forget that your guide is within you, but it's in the feeling. So it's very important to, no matter how much it hurts, this is another training. You face the fact. Mostly people, when they're scrolling, they want to avoid the fact of being alone in the room.
Yes,
and
it's
nothing to do.
escapism.
Escapism. You face. And in that facing, you will realize that you're becoming stronger actually. For example, you see, one of the subjects I say, we were talking yesterday that why there is, in men, there is a premature ejaculation. Inability to tolerate energy influx, nervous system, little bit pain you want to escape, little bit of challenge you want to escape. If you train yourself into a pain, for example, in standing in certain poses in martial arts, you endure the pain. What happens is your nervous system starts to become powerful. Your nervous system, like electric wires, are able to handle more electricity. And that's what sexual endurance is also. But you get a little bit of upset, you freak out. So this another thing, that in boredom, your system is freaking out, but you say, no, I will stay with it. And you sit with it. You're developing an psychological, energetic, physical endurance. That happens through martial arts. Psychological endurance is that you don't submit to any mindfuck. You say, no, I will let it pass. So there you are learning to be master. And that is very important, because till you do not have that inner clarity, outside being honest is also hypocrisy,
Okay.
That's very, important thing, that it has to come from a certain kind of integration of energy inside. And that happens only when you are able to say no to your mind, and also constructively saying yes to your energy and engage into something which gives you an expansion.
Okay. On this note, should we wrap it up?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope I will be able to say no much more. And being truthful to myself is definitely something everyone should work on. Thank you, Satya, for talking to me and giving so much time. Thank you.